The MMDA reports that 3 lanes of Commonwealth Avenue eastbound ever to St. Peter are passable as of 6:20 p.m. Now let's get reactions from senators with Camille Elemia. She's with Senator Coco Pimentel. Camille?
Yes, Jing, I am now here in the North Wing lobby of the House of Representatives, and many senators, lawmakers, VIPs, diplomats, and members of the cabinet already left the plenary hall. Jing, senators are generally pleased with the President's third State of the Nation address, but Senate President Juan Ponce Enrile, who earlier said he will be open to whatever the President will be saying, now says he would have wanted it if the President mentioned anything about the economic roadmap of the government. Many lawmakers we have talked to prior SONA wanted the President to talk about the economic agenda of the administration. But Senator Manny Villar, who, as we all know, was a staunch opponent in the 2010 presidential elections, defended President Aquino. Villar says President Aquino was able to boost the economic growth of the country. Villar also says it is impossible for the President to include all the measures that the lawmakers want to hear from him in his SONA. Senator Angara, meanwhile, although he says he's generally satisfied with the speech of the President, he would have wanted if the President talked about more practical issues like water, electricity, and other fuel issues. Senator Alan Peter Cayetano, Minority Floor Leader, says there were many problems that the President was not able to discuss in his speech, but he says he still gives the President a passing grade. Cayetano also says the statistics that were used in the President's SONA was fine, but it did not capture the quality of the projects or the quality of the services given to Filipinos. Jing, there are 2 contentious bills now in the Senate, the Freedom of Information and the Reproductive Health bills. The Reproductive Health bill was not explicitly stated by the President, but the Responsible Parenthood bill was. The difference between the RH bill and the RP bill is on the sex education part. RH bill wants to start sex education at grade 5, but RP bill wants to start it from grade 6 until high school. It can be recalled Malacanang passed its own version. This is the Responsible Parenthood bill, but which some say is already a watered-down version of the original. Now in the Senate, RH bill already hurdled the period of debates and is already in the period of amendments. But in the House of Representatives, it still remains in the period of interpellation. Senator Gregorio Honasan is the sponsor of another contentious bill. This is the Freedom of Information bill. Jing, in the Senate, it is now called the People's Ownership Over Government Information or POGI bill. Honasan is the sponsor of this, and Malacanang also filed its own version, but the consolidated version in the Senate excluded what Malacanang proposes as the Information Commission. Honasan says they removed it because it will defeat the purpose of easy access to information, as it will add another bureaucratic level. Jing, now I am with Senator Coco Pimentel, and it is his first time to attend the President's State of the Nation address. Good evening, Senator.
Good evening.
Sir, what can you say about the President's speech? How did you find it?
Well, I'm generally satisfied with the SONA, and I believe that the facts and the figures given to us by the President could easily be validated or double-checked. So I think he gave us an accurate State of the Nation address, and I was really impressed about our nearing self-sufficiency in rice. In fact, we will be a rice exporter by next year if the weather would cooperate. That was the one statement which struck me. I'm very positive.
Sir, what other main points stood out for you?
Well, of course, the fact that all the backlogs in education, in primary education, would be met by 2012 as far as books and chairs are concerned, and then by 2013 as far as classrooms are concerned. So I hope that we will be able to achieve this, not together, helping each other, we will be able to achieve this because, we should really prioritize education, especially basic or primary education.
Sir, what about Mindanao, since you're from Mindanao?
What struck me was the paucity or kakulangan ng sinabi about Mindanao. We heard about ARMM, but that was to be expected because ARMM is really one of the most depressed areas in the country. But the entire Mindanao area also needs a lot of catching up to do with Luzon and Visayas so that our level of development will at least be equalized, or we would just catch up with the level of development of Visayas and Luzon. So I'm a believer in, or a subscriber to this idea of affirmative action. I would have wanted to hear the President mention the term, meaning to say that, or the President give instructions to the Cabinet Secretaries to favor Mindanao in the implementation of projects. So paboran, because affirmative action in favor of Mindanao will allow us to catch up after decades of neglect. So I hope that President Pinoy will also be known as the President who favored Mindanao.
Sir, is there anything else you would have wanted the President to mention?
Well, he mentioned justifiably the economic gains, no? And I congratulate the President for a well-performing economy. But he should have told us how to sustain the gains. Medyo hindi ko narinig what is the philosophy or the strategy in order to sustain the gains. We all know that the stock market has been establishing record highs in record numbers. But that is a stock market, any day it could reverse itself. So sana if he should have told us the philosophy behind the economic gains.
Sir, do you think the President can deliver on his promises now?
I hope that he can, and we will help him to deliver. I'm only worried about the massive expenditure needed to fulfill all of the programs stated in the SONA. Imagine the backlog in the classrooms, books, chairs, and then the coverage ng Pantawid Pampamilya, the field health coverage, and then the purchase of guns for the PNP, the purchase of rifles, mortars, and even frigates, helicopters, and airplanes for the military. So I'm worried about where do we get the money?
Thank you very much, Senator Coco Pimentel. And that was Senator Coco Pimentel. And now we go to Pia Ontiveros. Pia?